What's going on, people? Man, I'm excited to welcome y'all to the stream tonight because we are doing something very, very different. I've been wanting to do a custom PC build for some time. I've been working on getting parts, ordering them, watching for price drops, all that kind of stuff. Finally got everything that we need. And so I wanted to do some of the assembly online, live, real stream. So that is what we're going to be doing today. Y'all need to apologize. I need to apologize for one, my messy kitchen, and two, for the quality of the lighting in the video. Obviously, we're a little bit outside of our element. But I'm excited to be doing this on camera, regardless of all that other stuff. So without further ado, we're going to jump in. Today, we're just going to be starting with a little bit of the motherboard assembly. Going to be putting some of the primary parts into this bad boy. For this, we have the ROG Strix, the Asus ROG Strix Z390E gaming motherboard. This is a motherboard that has been rated pretty highly. Some of the reviews have said like super good motherboard if you're into the Asus ecosystem, if you like some of the features, and if you're willing to pay for it. It was a little bit more expensive board at launch. It's since come down in price a little bit, so I was able to get it at a pretty good sale. Look at that. Bam. Here's our motherboard in the box. We got some things in here, manuals, booklets, etc. and so forth. Of course, I'm not going to be able to open it. This is going to be our Wi-Fi antenna. We'll set that aside for now. Not going to worry too much about that at the moment. Motherboard itself is this guy right here. See that? We're going to get into this packaging in just a minute. And then we're actually going to try and use our motherboard box here for things like holding screws and keeping everything neat. So I think that's all. Got our trusty knife here. Be very, very careful with this. Don't need anyone in the chat screaming at me. Just get it started enough. Do the rest by hand. Damaging any of our sensitive electronics. And try and keep the bag mostly intact so that we can very, very gently remove our motherboard and set it on top of this static-free bag here. As you can see, we're going to be using an Intel chip socket today. It's a beautiful board. It's got all the LED goodness, some heat shields in there for our M2 drives and all that sort of thing. Let's go ahead and set that right there. Into this motherboard, we're going to be putting a couple of things. What's up? My Mixer link. Thank you for joining, Pokemon Girl. My Mixer link is mixer.com, then it's /Element14. Into this bad boy, we're going to be putting the 9th Gen Core i9K, 9900K. It's unlocked for overclocking, which I probably won't be doing a lot of, but wanted to have the capability. This is top of the line processor from Intel right now. A lot of people are speculating this is going to be getting a price drop here pretty soon to compete with some of the upcoming Ryzen cards. I'm an Intel guy. I wanted to do an Intel chip, so that's what we have here. You can see it comes in this ridiculous packaging. It looks like a Destiny engram or something. So we're going to get into this in just a minute. I had previously opened the factory seal, so it should be... Oh, you know what? I opened this factory seal. All right, well, ain't no shame. Ain't no shame for me. There we go. Just give ourselves a little hand here. Come on now. There it goes. So you can see the beauty opens up. There's our box with the chip inside. Probably save this thing for later. Maybe stash it on my desk at work just because it's so cool looking. If I can get it back together without breaking it. Let's just slice it over at it. There we go. Fits together like so. All right, there's our cool Ingram box. It also came in this nice black shroud bag. We can put all that back together. Set that aside for now as well. There's our processor right there. Again, beautiful little thing. Comes with a nice instruction booklet. Won't mess with that just this moment. Now, let's put all of our sharp things away so we don't cut off any fingers accidentally. Now we've got our chip socket here. What we're going to want to do is release this here tension arm. That is going to open up. You guys see that little action there? Boop. It's going to open up our chip. Now in the corner here, you guys probably can't see this, but in the bottom left corner, there's a little triangle right on the end. We're going to match that up with a little golden triangle on the Intel chip itself. That tells us which way to socket it in. Try and pick this beauty up ever so gently. There we go. Ever so gently without touching any of the guts there underneath. Careful to avoid any of the pins or golden connectors there. And that's going to slide in. Just like that. There's two little divots on the top of this chip. You can see it fits in really nicely. I was a little worried that I wouldn't be able to figure it out, but it's pretty simple. Close that back down. Slots in. There's a little screw there on top you can see. And then we will put the tension rod back in, and you can see our little black shield there. Go in. A little bit of pressure is required, but not too much. Pops out our guy. Now you can see, again, Intel chip socketed right there on our motherboard. We're good to go. A couple of things we're going to be looking at here. For RAM, we have the Corsair Dominator Platinum RGB. This is pretty new RAM. It comes with catalogue LEDs. These are new, they have a higher brightness and they have less energy draw than traditional like LEDs. So it was kind of cool there. We've got two sticks of 16 gigabit RAM. So that's going to be 32 total gigs. And then the frequency on these things is 32 megahertz. So that's what we're going to be putting in here. Just the two sticks. 64 might have been overkill, but can always upgrade later. We do have 4 DIMM slots on our board. I'm gonna get into this. As you can see, guys, opening a lot of this stuff for the first time right now. Appreciate your patience while we get into all of our goodies. This has been a long time coming, so I'm very excited to be getting into these things with you all. And again, I wish that we had better video quality for you guys because the unboxing here is kind of part of the fun. Super premium packaging. It's got a nice matte paper, foam on the inside. These are going to be our RAM sticks. You can see they're pretty high clearance because they have that nice little heat fin on the top. Plastic packaging, really quality materials, feel solid, nice and heavy. Now in a moment, we're going to take just a minute here. I highly recommend anyone that's out there building definitely check the user guide. I'm 99% sure of what DIMM slots we want to go put these into. Usually you want to do alternating DIMM slots, so either 1 and 3 or 2 and 4. And typically it's going to be the two that are furthest from your CPU. So usually 2 and 4 are going to be where you put them. But we're going to check just to make sure we don't ruin any of this. Because that would be a shame. DIMM installation 2 through 6. 2-6 rather. All right. Well, they show us a picture on how to do it. DIMM slots. All right, comes with 4 DDR4 dual inline memory modules, DIMMs. Recommended memory configurations. Yeah, so they're telling us to do B2, which is this guy here, as well as A2, which is this guy here. So that's what we're going to do. Install our RAM. They've got these little plastic triggers on there. We're going to pop those out. Oh, and these, there's only one that pops out. That is a little idiosyncrasy of this board. Sometimes both of these will pop out and then they'll pop back in when you insert the DIMM, the memory sticks. For this one, just this top one actually folds out, and then that will lock into place once we install our memory. It's in there. It's in there. Wants to come out. Being very, very careful. All right. First one. As you can see, right here, there's a little slot right in the middle. It's actually offset a little bit. That's going to tell us where to put it in, because that's going to line up with the little ridge in our DIMM slot here. So I know that it's going to go right in. You can see, slides into place. That latch clicks up. Here, let's do this one this way. So as we're looking at it here, you guys can see that DIMM slot. Here's our little lever. It's clicked out. We're going to be installing the second piece of RAM. Right. Been wanting to build this PC for a long time. Looked at a bunch of different configurations, different hardwares. Wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to go with, and I've really just kind of been watching the prices, keeping an eye on things, looking for fluctuations in price, sales around major holidays, Prime Day, things like that, to get the best possible deal. Should just take a little bit of pressure, and then there, clicks right in, clicks right in. All right, so there's our RAM installed. I am bald. Thanks for pointing that out. I appreciate that. Kudos to the chat for noticing that I ain't got no hair. A lot of times I wear a hat on stream. I'm not today. All right. Now here, I want to skip past this. So we're going to be having 2 sources of storage on our new computer here. The first one is going to be the Corsair 4 Series MP510. This is an NVMe PCIe M2 SSD. So this is going to be solid state storage. The form factor is M2. It's going to slot right in here on our lower kind of PCI slot. This is going to be much faster than a SATA connection or a spinning drive. The solid state is going to make sure that we've got really good performance. This is going to be good for playing games and just accessing our files really quickly. What's up, Julius Sneezer? Now, our other source of storage, and we won't be installing this today because it's going to be, we're going to put this in a bit later, but we've got the NX500 Neutron series. This is another SSD from Corsair. This is actually an add-in card. So rather than that M2 form factor, this one is going to slot into one of our PCIe slots. That's going to go right here. So this is going to be even faster. This is kind of top of the line storage. So the majority of our games, especially AAA titles, stuff that's really demanding, we're going to be putting on this bad boy. And then we'll be using the MP510 for things like our operating system. Some of the stuff that's just not quite as high as demand, although it is still very fast storage. Now, for our M2, we're going to need to get into one of these bad boys. So our M2 slot is going to be hidden under this heat shield right here. So we're going to have to do a little screwdriving. We're going to set that in our plastic tray here, so we don't lose it. A little bit more. How we cooking this mug? Just putting it right on the oven, man. It's right in the heat. Got a little souffle popping up in the kitchen. All right. So that's going to remove our heat shield. We're going to take that sticker off before we actually put the bad boy back on there. There's going to be a heat conductive sticker connected to the M2. That's what makes this heat shield effective. Otherwise, it's just a piece of metal over the top. As you can see, maybe you can see, if I lift it up, right here, we have our M2 slot. That's where this particular type of memory goes in. And we also have a little screw right there. So as you can see on our M2, we've got our connector down here at the bottom. That's what's going to go right here. And then at the top is a little notch there. I don't know if you can see it. It's a little gold cutout. That's going to slot right into this screw. And then in our motherboard bag, we've got an M2 screw. That's going to go right in there, make sure that it stays nice and connected. Clicks. That's nice. It's going to pop up just a little bit, and that's where we're going to need our screws. So let's get into our motherboard here. Bunch of CDs and stickers and all kinds of things. Power connector cables over there. You see, these are all the things I got in there. These are going to be our front I/O panels, a lot of our little stuff, USB headers, power reset buttons, all that kind of stuff is going to be in here. What do we have here? Oh, this is an SLI bridge. We won't be using that. That's if you have dual graphics cards, like right here. This little piece of equipment actually connects those graphic cards so that they can work together. A lot of really high-end gaming setups will do that. It's not super popular. It's kind of going the way of the dodo, so we're not going to worry about it. Let's see here. They gave us some zip ties. They gave us a little power actuator fan. Some more cables. And then where? There we go. Hiding in the very bottom. Yeah, you like the new Threadrippers? I'm an Intel guy, man, so I went with Team Blue here. But those Threadrippers are going to be beasts, man. I mean, I'm not too loyal, though. Like, I'm okay with it. I think that each team has its own merits, you know what I mean? All right. So I'm going to jump the gun a little bit. Here's what we're going to do here. We're going to actually pull our M2 out. I got a little anxious. I'm going to pull our M2 out. What we got here is a little bit of a riser. And that's going to go in right there. It's just a little guy. Requires some manual dexterity. And there's going to be a screw that threads in there. Let's go ahead and reinsert our M2. My bad. Team Red, but respect. Yeah, that's true, man. I mean, I think that the stuff that AMD does, man, like they put out some really quality products, and they are, I mean, I think that Intel does. I mean, they charge a premium for their products, and honestly, I think I would say that AMD gives you more bang for your buck, hands down, no question about it. We got a little micro screwdriver here. We're going to be using that guy. 2. And that goes in. Of course. Of course. Now, what kind of graphics card would you get if you could? Or what kind will you get? There we go. We're going to screw that little guy in right there. It's tight, but not too tight. All right, so that's got our M2 memory in there. So we've now done processor, RAM, and our M2 memory. This little guy went with something like that. Okay. So what we're going to do here is we're going to peel the sticker off. Again, just make sure. What's up, Pokemon Girl Team Red? What's cracking? We over here just building the computer in our spare time. Julie, tell me about your graphics card, man. How do you feel about all that action? They don't say anything about no special instructions for us on this sticker. That's okay. All right. We're taking it off anyway. Turning 31 in 3 days. That's exciting. I mean, I've been 31 for a while now. Yeah, that's right. Thursday's the birthday, right? That's the big one. Tell you what, y'all, I got way too big of hands to be doing this nonsense. All right. So, we got our 2 screws here. Equal, same screw. I hope. Hope it didn't matter. I forgot which is which. All right. We're going to be really careful here because it's got that sticky surface on it. Now, wait a minute. Oh, that don't look right. Goes the other way, yo. Goes the other way, yo. See, that's why we didn't do it. Why we didn't go all in. All right. Oh, no. A little bit of pressure just to make sure that tape gets contact. Not too much, man. I tell you what, nerve-wracking AF right now. Whew. All right, there we got our M2 installed. Nice and flush. Got good connection with the M2. What game are you playing? About time, says Exemptia. I know. I've been taking my time getting all the pieces. We got them, though. You joined us just as we put in the M2 Tiara. We got our i9 990K processor right there. We have our Dominator Platinum RGB RAM, 2 sticks, 2x16 right there. We just installed our Corsair 4 Series MP510. We got that guy right there. I think for today, that might be about all we do. But we might go ahead and just show you all what else we got cooking, because I'm going to keep working on this guy. So as I mentioned, we're going to have more storage in here. We got the 800 gigabyte NX500 Neutron series add-in card from Corsair. This is going to be the bulk of our game storage. It's going to be doing all the fast stuff. We're going to be putting a graphics card in here. One moment. For graphics, we're going to be installing the GeForce RTX 2080. This is also from Asus ROG, so same manufacturer as the motherboard. That's going to allow us to do a little bit of stuff with the custom lighting, make sure that all the RGB syncs up via Asus proprietary Aura Sync software. So those are going to be jiving with the RGBs there. This is overclockable, as is the CPU. So we're going to have a little bit of overclock capability. Again, this is not NVIDIA's top of the line graphics card. That would be the 2080 Ti, but this is going to be just under it. So this should be able to do gaming in 4K, to a small degree. Some games in 4K, probably 1440p at 120 hertz would be like a sweet spot for it. Could do a little bit of virtual reality on here. So this is going to be our baby. We'll probably do that next time again once we get the motherboard in the case. In addition to that, we're going to be doing some water cooling on this bad boy. The i9 does have a tendency to run hot, so custom cooling solution, not custom cooling, but some pretty intense cooling solutions are going to be required. We have an all-in-one water cooler, also from our friends at Corsair. That's going to be a 280 millimeter radiator, so that's going to be mounted actually on the top of our case. So we're going to be doing that as well. We've got the thermal paste and all that kind of stuff we're going to be doing there. We have an AX850 power supply. It's going to be an 850 watt power supply, also from Corsair. You guys are picking up a theme. You can see that I got just about all of the guts, aside from our Asus pieces, from Corsair. Just really like their products. Was able to put together a whole stack from them. Also, that allows us to do lighting with their IQ software. It makes everything sync up. I was really looking to minimize the number of lighting softwares that we were going to have to use. So with this, we'll be able to do just the Aura Sync and the Corsair IQ, and that should cover our RGB needs. For a power supply, like I said, 850 watt. That is going to be certified plus titanium, so it's the highest level of efficiency. It's a 96% efficiency power supply. That's going to mean that it's going to take less power draw, and then at 50% draw, it's a 0 RPM fan. So our fan isn't going to kick in. It's going to run quieter while the system is not under load. So that's going to be that. I'm trying to think. That's kind of the main stuff. Again, I didn't want to push it on the stream tonight. Just wanted to kind of break into the boxes, get the first couple of pieces put in. We'll be doing a little bit more stuff later, but just kind of wanted to start the process, show you guys what we're working with. We'll be doing more streams this week so we can continue kind of building this thing out. Hopefully we'll have it up and running by Wednesday or Thursday, and then we can maybe do some gaming later this week on it, show you guys what it's all about. So thanks for tuning in. We're going to end the stream. Catch y'all later.